What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video, and I'm going to show you guys how to snipe in this video. This is for getting your MT up in 2K. A lot of people don't want to do the other steps because they're not familiar with the auction house or what it brings to offer. I'm here to say that this is the easiest possible method to be able to make some MT back without really needing anything. The only thing you really need to start off is 1500 MT, 1500, that's not even a lot. You can get that in 1.5 games, really. And basically, you go to your auction house and you look. Just set the filter to gold and just keep scrolling through to about 5 minutes to the auction ends and look for all players with a current bid of at max. You want to bid 1500. Don't bid more unless you know the player that's there is worth that type of money. Like Kawhi Leonard, I would say do it. Maybe John Wall, do it. But some of the other players like Isaiah Thomas, do not ever bet higher than the 1500 mark, because I promise you, you won't be able to make MT off this. Now, this is a small return. Obviously, it's low risk, low return. But the problem, or the thing that starts snowballing on each other, is when you start to have 10 to 20 of these cards, you're making probably 100 MT profit off of one or two. You know, 1 times 100, and then you do your 100 MT, you multiply that by 20, and right there you've got 2000 MT, basically for little to no expenses. And this is just such a repeatable thing. A lot of people don't pick up on these bad cards because they don't want them, so that's your perfect time to strike. You go ahead, you get your bid in, you bid on about maybe 10 of them, you keep refreshing as much as you can, and do your best thing. I have made at least 20 to 30k off this easily, and it takes no effort for me. It's simple, it's transitionless, and the best part about it is that even if something doesn't sell, if your team isn't built around, you know, the success, if you don't have a stacked team, and I'm assuming you wouldn't based on your reason for doing this, but if you don't, you can actually take these cards and use them yourself. So let's say you don't want to lose out on 100 or 200 MT profit, and you're not willing to sell it for lower. You can always just throw some of these cards in. Oladipo, great player, one of my favorite players in the league. I could definitely throw him in my lineup somewhere. Vucevic, another one. Then you have Isaiah Thomas, he could be good. I mean, the best part about this is that these guys are gold cards. So, like I said, even if you can't make the profit off them, which that would be difficult to do, you can still keep these cards around. But any card here can be flipped. That's the thing. It's just about patience. Most cards will go, because what we'll do is we'll buy them for about 1500, or bid on them for about 1500, and kind of just wait our options out. And then hopefully, as you can see coming up in this next clip here, what's going to happen is you're going to see how many cards you end up getting. Now, we were able to get about 5 cards from this, which means we spent a little bit of MT, not too much, but just a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and flip those cards for at least 1700 apiece. Now, doing the math right, that's about 70 MT profit per card if we bought them at 1500. And we sell them at 1700. Now, even if you see smaller prices on the block, like you go look for Isaiah Thomas and there's 1650, 1600, you know, things like that, don't sell for that. Post it up. There's a lot of times when there's been a flooding of 1600 cards. I'll post mine up for 1700 and people will still buy it. So it really doesn't matter as long as you're just trying to make that profit. You have 70 MT for one after taxes. And then, like I said, you do it with 10 cards, that's 700 MT. You barely did anything for that 700 MT. And these cards are always accessible. The safe zone around it is that you have to realize a lot of these cards quick sell for about 1300 to 1400 MT, meaning it's physically impossible to lose like over 200 MT off this, first of all. And secondly, people aren't going to sell them for much lower than that, so you don't have to worry about the prices dropping, because if they started selling them lower than 1500, they would lose complete profit altogether. Now, a lot of these times they might put the bid up for 500 or 1100, and people just don't pick up on it. I picked up Serge Ibaka's for like 1250 and then flipped them for like 2000. That right there is a huge profit, and it depends on what day you're doing this. Now, if you're more familiar with what some of the other players cost, you can actually go ahead and choose what you would want to do. Maybe you want to go ahead and get your Kawhi Leonard that you see for 4,000 and you want to flip it for 7,000. You can do that. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying this is for the people who aren't familiar with the block. I know for a long time I was intimidated by the block, but I do the same thing that I'm doing like this with bronze players, except for if you're doing it with bronze players, look for just a 500 buy now value and buy all the every time you see a player for 500, buy every single one of them if it's a bronze player. It doesn't matter what player it is, and sell them for at least 700. That's only 70 loss. That would be about 630. So you would make 130 MT profit off that. That's huge. That's better than this, but at the same time, those cards are harder to find now, and because a lot of people catch up on the fact that nobody's going to make profit off selling bronze players for 500. It's just never going to happen. There will never be too many players for that. So as you can see here, I'm just listing some of the cards for 1,700. I'm looking to try and check. I'm not looking to make sure that it's not enough. As you see, I ended up getting about 10 to 20 players in. You can see I made all that profit, and guess what? There was at least one 1,600 card for every single player that I put up. So I'm still making MT, I'm still making the profit. I got some extra stuff there from doing a road to domination, excuse me. And that put me up at about 77k. If I sell the rest of these guys, that's over 80k. That's about 2,000 more than I had before. And I didn't do anything for it, like I said. This is a foolproof method to get your money up. It might not be a lot. You might not be making large amounts of money now, but you slowly revolve around that. You slowly start to build on it, and eventually you're going to see yourself gaining money. You know, in about 2 to 3 weeks, you might have 50k MT just from this. This is a foolproof, easy way to do it. Really, if there's any doubts, you can always try and transition around it. I'm not saying this is the only way, and I'm not even taking credit for this. I'm sure somebody else has done it this method. I'm just saying this is the method that I've been using in order to earn some of my MT, because this series that I'm doing, the MyTeam Misfits, there's no VC involved. It's purely my ability to turn MT into profit and to be able to, you know, buy bigger purchases. So a lot of people ask me where I got all this MT, and I'll just tell them through this method. So if you guys enjoyed it, thanks for watching, stay classy, and peace out.